Hello everyone, welcome back to the PowerDirector Made Simple classroom for wayward students. As promised, today's video is all about the media library section of PowerDirector. Some of the features that I'll mention today, especially the AI features, are available only for 365 users, and Ultimate version owners just won't see them on their system. You are looking at the main editing window in PowerDirector 365. We are all probably very familiar with at least some of the parts of the media library. At the very top are the menu items for various media assets, or sometimes still called rooms by Cyberlink. These include the all too familiar media room, audio, title, transitions, effects, overlays, subtitles, and templates library. You can tell that I have opted to show all of the sample media in the library window. At the same time, I have one of those sample clips on the timeline entitled Mountain Biker. With my playhead over the mountain biker clip, notice that it shows up in the preview window. Now, without moving the playhead, if I were to just click on to select any other clip in the library window, which one will show up in the preview window? The timeline clip or the library window clip? Maybe you weren't aware of this, but the answer is the library clip. I'll click on the fourth sample clip, the food image, to prove it. Yes, that's how it works, in that the selection of a library clip will supersede the preview of a timeline clip. Well, unless, and that unless is this. Many users are used to seeing only the one preview window. But did you know that PowerDirector actually gives you two preview windows? One for the timeline clips and one for the library clips. I'll go to the very top menu, View, and then click Show Library Preview Window. To keep the screen from looking so overcrowded and to provide more visual detail in the timeline preview window, Cyberlink decided to make the library preview window hidden by default. To enable it actually works out best for people with very large monitors or with multiple monitors, because they can undock the preview windows and move both of them over to a second monitor, giving them lots of room for the timeline and the library window. I'm going to close out the library preview window for now and just have the one preview window open. Let's take a look at the menus or rooms across the top. The most commonly used one is, of course, the media library. With that selected, and as you look at the column along the left, the top one entitled My Media would be the most important. When it is selected, it includes all the resources that you have brought into PowerDirector, such as video, images, music files, and sound effects. This includes things that you created yourself with a camera or downloaded from the internet. While in the My Media category, this is where you have the chance to import your files into the library window by clicking on the button and the down arrow. If you've gathered all your needed files together ahead of time into one project folder, then all you need to do is to click on Import a Media Folder. You also have the chance to download media directly from Getty Images or sound effects from Cyberlink's Director Zone. The selection to download from the Cyberlink Cloud will access any files that you have previously uploaded to your own account at Cyberlink, which includes 50 gigabytes of free storage space. In the upper right of the library window is a funnel-shaped icon that, when clicked, can filter the view to show either all media, video, audio, or images only. The three-dot menu can be handy for those with somewhat smaller monitors, because when you click on the three dots and then choose View, I can select to have all of the thumbnails reduced to the small size, which means I get to see more of them at one time. If I select Extra Large, the number of visible thumbnails is greatly reduced without using the scroll bar on the side. I'll reset mine back to the default size of medium. You can choose to export a library and re-import it. I have never used either one, but I think that before the next update occurs, I might try to export one of the title categories that are going to be updated. Perhaps to see if the library just keeps getting bigger and bigger, or if CyberLink is actually deleting any of them. Sounds like a future project for me. Back along the left side is the stock media, which is sometimes overlooked by many PowerDirector users. This asset gives you access to thousands of different videos and images supplied by Getty Images. Now moving down is the category of background images. Another all too often overlooked place for images useful in backgrounds and titles. For example, on my timeline, I have two such background images. One being used to fill the entire background called Greenery09, while another is a background for a title called Greenery04. If I move the playhead to the timeline to show these clips, you see the effect. There are hundreds and hundreds of these images in this category just waiting for you to preview them and then download them. They are well worth checking out. The next category, continuing down on the left, is the AI video generator feature. Most of you should know by now how I feel about this particular app, especially its propensity to throw copyrighted music at the unsuspecting user. You can only view all of your previous creations by starting the app and then clicking on the My Creations button in the upper right. I'll close the image window and the app window. You can also view the images from the main editing window by clicking on your profile icon and then select My Gen AI Creations. Continuing downward along the left side is the image generator, which I'll briefly open, and then click on My Creations. This is another AI app which actually works fairly well, but in my opinion, in the past few months, there are now many websites offering the same service for free. I tend to skip over it and forget it. I'll close out both windows. Next along the left is color boards, followed by talking avatar, then my projects, and finally brand kits. All of these categories complete everything to be found in the media library. The next major asset menu item across the top is audio, which when selected starts off showing my audio, which baffles me as to why it's not shown as part of the music generator category further down, because it is nothing more than those downloaded music files that were generated there. There are also the categories of background music and sound effects. I'll click on the background music category, and you can see the three major sources of music available to PowerDirector users: CyberLink's collection, Meta's collection, and Soundstripe's collection. Back on the top are the favorites of titles and transitions. These two categories seem to be an ever-changing landscape with CyberLink, with multiple new templates added each month. If I were to select titles at the top, and then titles along the left side, then the social media subcategory along the left, you should notice that currently I have each template downloaded to my system, as evidenced by the lack of the small download icon that would be seen in the lower right corner of each thumbnail. Now let's now assume that for whatever reason, I don't like the looks of the very first template, Subscribe 01. And I just don't want it taking up valuable storage space on my drives. I want to get rid of it, but how? Watch closely. I'll right-click anywhere on the thumbnail and select Delete from Disk. I'll confirm by clicking Delete. But look, the thumbnail is still there, but it now has the download icon on it. Right now, the complete template no longer exists on my storage drives, but PowerDirector still maintains the thumbnail just to let me know that it is available if the user wants to download it. Is there a way to permanently get rid of it? The answer is not really, without doing some skillful editing of a few program system files, which I don't recommend for anybody. But I can get rid of at least looking at it by right-clicking again and selecting Hide. Well, that's the way it's supposed to work. But if I were to exit and restart the program right now, the thumbnail would automatically reappear even though I just hit it. It's a bug that CyberLink was made aware of nearly a year ago. The only workaround is to make sure it is still downloaded and then not delete it from the disk, but hide it then. It will then remain hidden even upon subsequent restarts of the program. But what if I change my mind and I want it back? Well, don't worry, just right-click on a blank area in the library window and select Unhide All. Now, sharp-eyed viewers may have noticed that it said All, which means that I have no choice about which ones were about to become unhidden. So, if you've carefully gone through your titles and have hidden 100 or so titles, but then hide one of them by mistake, the only way to get that one back is to bring all 100 back and start all over again. Now, don't complain to me. Send your complaints to 15F number 100 Minquan Road in the Xindian district of New Taipei City, Taiwan, Republic of China. Tell them Baldy sent you. When I click on the Transitions menu, or even the Effects menu at the top, they look the same as and work the same as the Titles library in that there are multiple categories, with each one containing multiple templates. Moving to the Overlays menu at the top really contains only two categories along the left side, other than anything that you may have downloaded from the Director Zone. The category called Stickers is what used to be called the Picture-in-Picture feature in older versions of PowerDirector. All of the objects found in the Stickers category that show any kind of movement are nothing more than animated PNG files. All the rest are just normal PNG files, but all of them have transparent backgrounds specified in the PNG file format, so that when you place them into your project, they appear to be a sticker on top of your background. For example, I'll click on the Pointers category and then Tutorial 05 to select it. Now, it's just a big finger pointing upward. I'll drag it down to the timeline and place it on track 2 under the mountain biker video. I'll right-click on it and select Properties. The file location is given first, and then it says file format is animated PNG. I'll close out the Properties window, and then I'll click the blue Edit button. Now notice in the preview window the outline of the actual image boundary. You now see the effects of the transparent background with the mountain biker appearing there. I'll close the Edit window and return to the main window. The Subtitles menu at the top is self-explanatory, and you only need to utilize these features if you want your own custom edited subtitles to be included with your videos. At the far right along the top is the often overlooked menu of Templates. I'll click on Templates, and there are really only two categories here, Intro and Outro. Everything you see here was taken from user uploads to the Director Zone, and all of these intros and outros were created in PowerDirector, which means you can easily edit them to customize them to your own needs. I'll click on the Intro category, and as I scroll down the subcategory list, you can see there are multiple categories here. If I click on Design, there are over 200 templates shown here. You can also click on the DZ for Director Zone icon that appears when you hover the mouse over any template, and you will be taken directly to the Director Zone webpage. And it's there you can look at over 20,000 video intros and outro templates. For example, if I select Design along the left of the Director Zone, it indicates 1,388 templates, not just the 200 or so seen in PowerDirector. I'll close out the Director Zone web browser, and we are back at the main window. Scrolling down further is the Outro category, which currently shows just 63 templates. For some reason, CyberLink never expanded complete support of the category as an outro item. And even the Director Zone does not specifically list any outro templates. But any template taken from any category in the intros can have the text and imagery easily modified to be used as an outro in your project. Now be warned, once you start to look around in these templates, be prepared to spend hours and hours in amazement. It's fun to examine what and how the users used to accomplish these effects. Well, finally, I've completed this journey about the media library window. There's not really anything difficult to learn here. It's just that there's so much to see and learn about. It's all those thousands of titles, motion graphics, transitions, special effects, LUTs, stickers, music tracks, sound effects, Boris FX plugins, stock videos, photos, and 50 gigabytes of cloud storage. I want to thank all of you for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll see you next time.